Alright, what's going on, guys? So, as you may or may not know, the WNBA has never quite been as popular as the NBA, and this is an issue that they've been pretty vocal about over the years, especially on social media. In their minds, they really feel like they belong right up there alongside the NBA, and to be fair, they definitely do receive quite a lot of hate online. Like, if you ever see like a Sports Center post or something about the WNBA and you look at the comments, it's pretty bad. All right, sometimes it's funny, but we have to admit it does get pretty disrespectful on there. Now, that being said, I don't really consider them victims or anything, because I think a lot of the hate they kind of bring upon themselves, right? One of the main issues that they have is that they feel they are very underpaid compared to their NBA counterparts, and they kind of try to pull the victim card with this and say it's an equality issue and they're only underpaid because they're women or whatever. But the truth is, the WNBA doesn't even make a profit. They actually are losing money as a league. So the reason they aren't being paid like NBA players is because they have no money to pay you with. And alongside that, sometimes they tend to make some ridiculous statements about how they feel that, they can compete with NBA players on a basketball level, and even how some of them feel that they can beat NBA players one-on-one. It's just a little bit ridiculous, because we all know how that would go down, right? So, despite all that, the NBA has, put all of that to the side, and they've truly made an effort to support the WNBA. And I don't just mean financially. The players themselves are always talking about the WNBA and, how they support what all the ladies are doing over there and how they're all good players and all that sort of stuff, right? So yesterday, Andre Iguodala made a tweet. Now, if you don't follow basketball, you might not know who that is, but he's pretty well known. He was a huge part of the Warriors dynasty, 3-time NBA champion, 2015 Finals MVP. Pretty well-respected player in the league. Anyways, so he sent out a tweet. Number 23 from the Mystics is nice. Now, when it says Mystics, it's referring to the Washington Mystics, which is a WNBA team. And I guess he tuned into a game or something, and he noticed that 23 was a pretty good player, so he decided to go on Twitter and compliment her, right? Well, apparently, number 23 saw this tweet, and she didn't see it the same way, because she responded with, "Put some respect on my name or keep this tweet to yourself." And as you can see, it got quite a bit of attention and caused some controversy. But it's a little confusing because, as far as I can tell, it does look like he put some respect on her name. He literally said she was a good player. It was a compliment. But apparently, this is somehow offensive because he didn't say her actual name, but instead referred to her by her number. Now, this is just crazy to me, right? I'm going to give you guys some actual examples and some evidence of why this is insane to think like this. But first of all, let me just say this. And I think anyone who has played sports before can back me up in saying this, but it's very common for players to be referred to by their number. Like, this is not weird or out of character whatsoever. It's by no means disrespectful to call players by their numbers. It happens all the time, and I really feel like anybody who has any sort of experience with sports can back me up on that. But that being said, I want to provide some actual evidence of how insane this is, right? So I was able to find 2 examples that pretty much are an exact replica of this same interaction on Twitter, just with different people. So the first one is from Kenneth Murray, who is the Chargers' first-round pick from this year, and as you can see, he said, "Appreciate that, bro." And if you look at what he's quoting, it's from Jamal Adams, who is arguably the best safety in the NFL right now. He's definitely up there, of course. And Jamal said, "Number 9, I like how you play football, my guy." So this is pretty much the exact same situation, except instead of being offended, Kenneth Murray responded like a normal human being and said, "Wow, thank you for the compliment, bro. I appreciate it," right? And I have another example as well. This is literally from yesterday. It just happens to be like that, but literally same day, hours apart. I have this tweet right here from Quandre Diggs. He's a safety for the Seahawks. He said, "Nine's so underrated." And he quoted a highlight video of Matthew Stafford, who happens to wear the number 9. And to add even more context to it, Diggs used to play for the Lions, which is Stafford's team. So that's a former teammate that he's complimenting by calling him number 9. And I don't think Stafford has a Twitter, so he probably won't be responding to this, but it just shows respect from a former teammate, so they're probably close, just to further highlight the fact that using a player's number instead of their name is not disrespectful. And if all of that wasn't enough, I really want to make sure we're all clear here, so I'm going to leave you with one final point, right? If you guys follow sports at all, you know that a lot of players are very closely associated with their numbers in various ways, right? For example, Kevin Durant, his company is actually called 35 Ventures because he used to wear the number 35. It's not called Kevin Durant Ventures, it's called 35 Ventures, because a player's number is almost interchangeable with their name, and nobody really considers it disrespectful, right? And a lot of players' nicknames actually include their numbers, right? Like if you look at Ronaldo, CR7, Tom Brady, TB12, Chris Paul, CP3, Paul George, PG13, like there's plenty of examples. You could go on forever of players' nicknames, including their numbers like that. But the point of all this is referring to an athlete by their number is not disrespectful in the slightest. And the fact that this has now caused some sort of controversy is just ridiculous, right? It's absolutely insane. And if you're the WNBA and your goal is to bring in more fans so that you can generate more revenue and therefore pay your players more money, stuff like this really hurts your cause. I don't think Iggy will be tweeting anything positive about the WNBA anytime soon. And you really could use all the help you can get. I mean, just to put the facts out there, Iggy by himself has 1.3 million followers on Twitter. And the WNBA account that represents the entire league only has 600,000 followers. Like, this guy's bigger than your entire league. And this is how you treated him when all he did was, give you a compliment. Like, that's not a good look. People aren't going to like that. So, anyways, that's pretty much it for the video, man. I just thought this was silly that this was even like a debate or a controversy at all. Like, I mean, I say that, but, it's also 2020, and this is kind of the way that, society is heading. So I guess it's not that surprising. I don't know. Anyways, y'all let me know your thoughts on it down below. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like rating if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you are not already. Follow me on Twitter. Links in the description down below. Other than that, have a good day, and peace out.